Hi there, and thank you for joining me for day 6 of December Daily. I'm again using the prompt from Breeze Create December, which for today's spread is goals. So here I'm starting off by making a little envelope for my Traveler's Notebook spread. And I'm just using my envelope punch board from We Are Memory Keepers, which is so handy and was such a great investment. They're not really expensive, but it's just something I actually thought about for quite a while before getting it, and I'm so happy I did. So here I'm just folding a sort of Christmassy paper now into the envelope, and I'm of course inking the edges. And I've actually come to realize that it's quite hard to do this for so many spreads without having any, like hardly any Christmas ephemera, or also not having the pages prepped with Christmas backgrounds like I've seen actually from everyone else that is doing the December Daily. So I feel like I'm challenging myself even more than the others because yeah, I feel like it's harder this way to make it look Christmassy, where I'm really doing everything kind of like from scratch. So it's taking me forever. Like I have cut so many things out of this video because I've been trying things and removing them again, etc, etc. You won't see that, but this video took me over an hour to film, just the filming time, not even what I did in between. So I'm glad you can't see everything I went through on this video. You would have probably ditched me by now. But yeah, that's the beauty of editing. So going back to the spread, I have put a book page down as a background for this, and now I'm gluing down 3 edges of the envelope so that I can also use it as a pocket at the same time to include a tag. So at this stage, I currently have the vision that I'm going to not only put a tag there, but in the envelope I'm actually going to put my goals. So now I decide that I wanted to decorate the tag, and all I know at this point is that I wanted to include the same paper that I have for the envelope, and I am moving on from there. As I said, I have cut out many pieces of things I've tried with that tag, for example, different backgrounds and such, and I wasn't happy with anything, so I decided to leave it actually just this beige marbled cardstock that it is, and I will continue from here. So I'm now making it into the shape of a tag. I'm simply cutting off one corner and flipping it over to the next to the other side so that I can cut it symmetrically. Then I am again inching the edges front and back, and then I use this adorable little punch which I got at a local craft fair. So here I'm showing you the brand, so I'm hoping you could find it maybe on Amazon. I love this little punch because these little tags are just so adorable, and I'm just backing it with cardstock so that it's a little more sturdy. And I'm of course inking the edges again. And now I'm punching a hole in, and I will punch a bigger hole on that bigger part of that other tag. And then I am just, oh yeah, first I'm putting in the horse, did I say horse? Hole reinforcers that I have just inked. Just not because it needs it, but because I think it just gives it an extra touch. So now I'm just threading the little tag through the hole of the big tag and tying a little bow. I think that's really cute. And now I'm thinking, okay, what do I do next? So I start off by tearing some paper, and then I realized I should first stamp the prompt word, which was goals. So I'm again using my recollection stamps because they are ever so handy. And you can find something like this on Amazon, actually, I've realized. They don't have the ones, I think, from Recollections, but if you search for clickable alpha stamps, you will find some. I've tried that before. So now I'm just stamping this word vertically, just because of the shape of the tag. I tear the edges. I just think torn edges makes just, I don't know, it just creates more interest, and I really prefer that a lot of times to just cutting straight edges. It gives it kind of a more rustic look, I think. So now I decide to back it with some book page. And I don't leave that much showing actually, but just enough to add some interest. And what I had cut out is I had tried some cheesecloth underneath, and I'm not even sure why, but it didn't really work for me for this tag. But I did want some other background, so then I went with these stickers, which are just like, I don't know, they look like cardstock. Or like a brown paper bag actually. And so I just ink those edges up and put them together to almost look like one big label. And this is where I then put this goals thing on, and I kind of like how that turned out. So then I stick that in there. So that is my tag. So originally I said I was gonna write my goals and put them in the envelope, and I could have just stamped the date at the top, and that would have been a great page. But then I realized, well, if I do that, then the left side is completely blank, and I was not happy with that. So I had to come up with something to fill up the left page instead, which is why this video took me forever. And so I decide to stamp the date on that left side. And originally I wanted to tear, or you will see me, I will start here tearing that piece of paper, but then I realized I had cut too close where the D was, so I couldn't tear anymore, so I decided to cut all around, which was okay. And then I just glued that onto that same paper that I used for the envelope. So now it kind of all works together, the tag, the envelope, and that little header. So I'm just putting the date on that. And now I've decided to use some of these stamps to just give a little more interest, because I'm just gonna write on that page, and I put that on the top and on the bottom as well. And then, yeah, the last thing you see me doing is just writing my goals for 2019 concerning my creative, well, they are my creative goals, let's say that. But before I do that, I thought, okay, I have to put something in the envelope. I don't just want to have an empty envelope. And so I decide to find another piece of designer paper that would match with the envelope one, and I glue that onto a cardstock, because I wanted to make a little tag out of that would fit into the envelope. So next I round the edges, and I decide to glue on a little key, and you'll see that in a moment. So it's like a flat metal key that I got locally, I Yeah, I think is what I got it locally from a store called Action, which is Dutch. And so I glue that down, and I can't tell you the meaning of this key because I don't know it. I just thought the symbol of a key is, I don't know, it just seems significant. Like it's important, you know, it's the key to something, like the key to my future, maybe you could say. It didn't stick very well with that glue, so I had to add more glue. But yeah, it kind of just for me personally, it just kind of makes the page more important and the meaning of the goals more important. So yeah, it's hard to explain. So yeah, so here I'm just writing down my goals, and I don't want to go into them in detail. They're nothing spectacular. So that is it for this spread. Thank you so much for bearing with me and for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye.